You feel it, don't you? That quiet pressure, the invisible presence, the subtle awareness that you are not alone. It's not just your imagination. You're being observed, not by people, not by crowds, but by forces beyond the natural. This isn't about paranoia or suspicion. This is about purpose. You are being watched, but not in the way you expect. It's spiritual, it's divine, it's intentional. From the moment you stepped into your calling, heaven began taking notes. Your choices, your sacrifices, your inner struggles, all seen, all recorded. Not a tear goes unnoticed. Not a silent prayer goes unheard. You are under divine observation because your life has weight in the unseen realm. You've shifted dimensions, and now you move differently. You speak differently. You believe differently. And that change has not gone unnoticed. You wonder why the warfare increased. You wonder why the isolation deepened. You question why some people left without warning, why the path feels lonelier the closer you get to your purpose. It's because when heaven marks you, the atmosphere around you changes. When the anointing rises, the monitoring intensifies. You're no longer living just for yourself. Your life is being used as a blueprint for something far bigger than you realize. You are not invisible in the spirit. You are being watched by angels and also by adversaries. But this isn't a trap. It's a test. This isn't punishment. It's preparation. You are not under attack without cause. You are under surveillance because you are being considered. For greater, every time you hold your tongue, every time you forgive when it hurts, every time you stay silent instead of reacting, the spirit realm takes note. You are proving yourself in silence. You've felt the shift, haven't you? The way people begin acting differently around you. Some are curious, some are distant, some are supportive for a moment, then strangely disappear. That's not coincidence. Your spirit speaks louder than your words. Your presence disrupts the comfortable. Your light makes others aware of their shadows. They may not say anything, but they're watching. Closely, quietly, and yet it's not about them. It never was. Your journey is being orchestrated on a higher frequency. You're being observed by divine authority because your destiny has reached a critical point. What you're building in private is about to speak publicly. But first, your heart must be tested. Your humility, your consistency, your purity in secret places. You're not crazy for sensing the heaviness in certain spaces. You're not wrong for feeling spiritually alert at random moments. That's discernment. You're picking up on things others miss because your spirit is tuned in. And when your spirit is awake, it becomes a magnet for both heaven's help and hell's resistance. That's why the observation is necessary. That's why the process can't be skipped. You are not being ignored. You're being evaluated. Not for punishment, but for placement. The doors you've been praying for, they're already built. But heaven is watching to see if your character matches the weight of those doors. Can you be trusted when no one's clapping? Can you obey when nothing makes sense? Can you remain faithful when the outcome looks like failure? Because if you can, promotion is inevitable. Elevation is guaranteed, but it's not handed out quickly. It's observed, it's studied, it's timed by God Himself. So when you feel overlooked, remember, you are not unseen. You're under divine review. When it seems like no one is supporting you, remember, heaven is writing it all down. Every seed sown, every burden carried, every private decision to keep going when it would have been easier to quit. It's all noted, all recorded, all stored up for appointed release. And when that release comes, It will seem sudden to others, but not to you. You'll know the cost. You'll know the nights. You'll know the prayers. And when the watchers become witnesses, they'll see what only God could do through someone who never stopped, even when nobody was clapping. Keep going, keep walking. You're not alone. You're not forgotten. You're being watched, but for a divine reason. You've been moving in obedience, even when it didn't make sense. You've been saying yes to God in seasons where no one else understood your decisions. And it may feel like your sacrifices were made in secret, but they weren't. Heaven saw, the Spirit saw. The watchers assigned to your life saw every moment, and now the shift is happening. You're not just being watched, you're being studied. Not in fear, but in reverence. Your spiritual posture has positioned you for supernatural trust. That's why your name is being whispered in rooms you haven't entered yet. That's why your presence lingers in places long after you've left. Something about you carries weight, and the spirit realm recognizes it before the world does. You are being observed by angels who are waiting for the instruction to assist, but they can't move prematurely. The timing of heaven is perfect. And while it looks like delay, it's actually divine surveillance. You're not late, you're being aligned. And your faith in the unseen is building something stronger than applause ever could. Some of the people around you don't even understand why they're drawn to you or why they're intimidated by you. It's because your light reveals things they're not ready to face. They observe you with curiosity because they sense something different, something otherworldly, but they can't put it into words. You weren't made to be understood. You were made to be watched, because your life is a signpost for what God can do with the faithful and in your quiet obedience. You're breaking generational patterns. You're shifting bloodlines. You're undoing years of trauma with a single yes. That's why the pressure has been so intense. That's why the spiritual warfare hasn't let up. You're not just being tested, you're being measured for legacy. You're being fitted for mantle. Heaven doesn't watch just anyone like this. Your dreams are not just imagination. Many of them are divine downloads, glimpses into what's coming, previews of your calling. The watchers are not there to intimidate you. They're there to report your readiness. They're looking to see, are you still surrendered? Are you still available? Will you still choose faith when the answers don't come quickly? And even when you feel surrounded by silence, you are surrounded by spirit. The enemy sees the monitoring too, which is why distractions suddenly come right before breakthrough. He tries to send confusion when clarity is near, but don't fall for it. Stay grounded, stay alert, stay low in humility and high in faith, because the observation is almost complete. The elevation is near. God is watching how you handle this level before he trusts you with the next. Not because he doubts you, but because the next level comes with responsibility you haven't carried before. This is spiritual weight training. You are being prepared for something you prayed for long ago. And now you're closer than you've ever been. Your obedience in this season is speaking volumes, more than your voice ever could. The way you chose peace instead of retaliation. The way you gave when you had barely anything left. The way you encouraged others while fighting your own silent battles. All of it has been recorded in heaven, and it's those moments that are unlocking the doors before you. This is the season of divine reversal, where what was done in the dark will be rewarded in the light. What was overlooked will now be highlighted. What was buried will be resurrected. And those who once silently observed you will have no choice but to acknowledge the favor on your life. But here's the thing, the recognition is not the goal. God is still watching to see if your heart can stay pure even when the spotlight hits. Can you remain humble? Will you still prioritize His presence when your name is praised? Because fame without foundation will crush you, but God's watching to make sure your foundation is secure. So when the blessings fall, you one single quotes. The watchers may include people you never expected, mentors, leaders, strangers online, people who are quietly inspired by your consistency. You don't see their applause, but they see your example. They see your fire hasn't gone out. They see your faith hasn't crumbled, and they're learning from you in ways you don't even realize. Your walk is a sermon. Your endurance is a testimony. So if you've ever wondered why you feel so exposed, so spiritually sensitive, it's because you are in a season of divine surveillance. God is watching. Angels are watching. People are watching. But not to harm you, to witness the making of a miracle in real time. Keep your spirit sharp. Stay hidden in Him. The ones observing you now will soon witness what heaven is about to release in your life. You're being watched, but only because something glorious is about to unfold through you. There's a holy hush surrounding you right now. The kind of quiet that doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means something sacred is being finalized. The spirit realm is still, not because it's inactive, but because you're on the edge of a divine release. The watchers, both angelic and human, are leaning in because they know what's coming. And they're watching to witness the unveiling of what you were born for. Don't mistake the silence for rejection. It's divine suspense. Heaven holds its breath when a chosen one is about to be revealed. You've been hidden for a reason. Not because you weren't ready, but because the world wasn't. The weight of what you carry is not ordinary, so the unveiling had to be timed perfectly. And now, the season of observation is shifting into the season of demonstration. You're about to step into spaces that were prepared long before you ever prayed for them. Doors that looked shut were actually just waiting for your maturity to catch up with your anointing. God didn't say no, He said, not yet. Because He was still watching your process, still refining your heart, still breaking off the parts of you that would sabotage the blessing if it came too early. This is why the Spirit has been so involved, why your every step has been under watchful guidance, why you couldn't move like others, live like others, or respond like others. You've been under divine regulation, not restriction, because destiny requires precision. You couldn't afford to waste seasons, and even when you didn't understand, you obeyed. That's what marked you. The observation wasn't just to see your behavior, it was to prepare a record of faithfulness, of resilience, of radical trust. And now that record is speaking for you in rooms where you're not present. God is releasing endorsements, divine partnerships, supernatural acceleration, not because you forced it, but because you were faithful under watch. You weren't just being observed. You were being studied for promotion. The heavens documented every time you forgave without being asked, every seed you sowed in secret, every time you stayed pure when temptation knocked. You didn't do it for attention, but heaven noticed. Anyway, the watchers have been sent to report. You passed tests, others failed. You held the line when it would have been easier to give in. You walked by spirit, not by sight. And that is why your next dot, the prophetic timing over your life, is hitting a divine intersection where what was spoken over you is about to collide with what's being released to you. You'll see visions begin to manifest. People start to be drawn to you with no explanation. You'll find yourself exactly where you need to be when you need to be there. It won't make logical sense, but it will make divine sense. because you've moved from monitored to mobilized. Some of the people who once observed you from a distance will be assigned to bless you. Others will be divinely removed. Don't be confused when the watchers become participants, or when they disappear. Some were only meant to witness, not walk with you. Their assignment was observation, not collaboration. Let them go in peace. Their purpose is complete. You're entering a time where the Spirit will guide you swiftly and with boldness. You'll have a knowing not from logic, but from discernment. You'll walk into rooms and feel the atmosphere shift. You'll speak and demons will tremble. You'll pray and things will break in the unseen realm, because you're not just seen, you're sent. This is more than elevation. This is a divine deployment, where your gifts, your voice, your presence are no longer hidden, where what you carry is needed on a greater level, and heaven is making sure the path is cleared. The watchers have done their job. Now it's your turn to walk in what you've been prepared for. But never forget this: the observation never truly ends, because those chosen by God are always seen by heaven. Your journey is not private, it's prophetic. Your life is a testimony unfolding. Every move matters. Every word carries weight. And even when the applause fades, the watchers still remain, not to criticize, but to cover. To report to heaven that you're still faithful, still fruitful, still moving by the Spirit. So walk boldly. Chosen one, you're not being watched for your failure. You're being observed for your impact. Your life is setting things in motion, in realms you cannot see. And as you continue to obey the Spirit, you will unlock blessings, deliverance, and favor, not just for yourself, but for generations connected to you. You were never overlooked. You were hidden in plain sight, preserved, prepared, and positioned. And now, with the eyes of heaven upon you and the Spirit of God within you, the world is about to witness what heaven already knows. You are the one.